few things I wanted to say. Number one, I think I have a pet peeve when people say, in order to do music, you have to know your instrument inside and out, which is a whole nother side of music that you can explore. But that doesn't make or break you being able to do music. I think about people who don't have any of our resources to play or to look into music or dive deeper into things, who still create music or art on their own, are just as much as musicians or artists as people who went to college for 4 years plus to study an instrument or study voice or whatever. And so it kind of irks me when people are gatekeeping music. But is it? I don't know. This opinion could also be coming from a place of insecurity because I don't know my instrument inside and out, and I don't really know how to play any other instruments. But I also just think about how the origin of music and art was just a way to express yourself and create things, and there wasn't monetary value, and there wasn't big crowds that you're pulling in. It's just people coming to feel something and relate with others. And now it's just kind of become this money scandal where it's not so much about, okay, take this with a grain of salt, because there are a lot of artists out there that just create because they like to, and then people like it because they can relate to it, and then it turns into this whole community. But I definitely feel with a lot of mainstream artists, it kind of you start to separate yourself from your community, especially people who are just kind of snobby about their playing and their abilities. It separates you from everyone else. It even separates you from your love of the craft, because you're just thinking about how you can appeal to the masses in a way that benefits you. And it just starts to feel oh, there's elites and then there's everyone else, when it should just be an array of different feelings. I just remember I saw this one video of this woman who was stop telling everyone that they can play music. Stop saying that everyone can be a musician. Stop saying that everyone, can have a career in music, da 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 da. And I was why are you gatekeeping music? Let the 12-year-olds in their garage just make a whole bunch of noise and annoy their parents because they enjoy it, and there's purity there. Or let the 30-year-old woman who just started getting into singing explore and release an album. You don't have to listen to it, but let these people have music. Why does it have to be, you can't do this unless you da-da-da-da-da-da-da? You can. You might not have as much flexibility as the person who has dedicated as much time to their instrument, but you can still play and you can still have fun with it. And this isn't to say don't dive deeper into your craft. No, do. But don't do it because people are making you feel inferior because you're not yet. Let it happen organically. Let it happen because you just love that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Not to impress people or to appeal to people, but just because you find that drive in you to know everything about your guitar or bass, drums, trumpet, keys, painting, drawing, acting, dancing. Let that be the source of why you do things, not because someone said you don't belong here if you don't. I don't know. It feels mean girl. At the end of the day, people are going to think what they think. But it's just been something that kind of has been stewing in my brain, and I wanted to say something. And again, this could just be an excuse for me not already having dived deeper into my instrument, but having that release and that openness and that room to just understand that I'm my own musician, taking my own path, going at my own rate, gives me that will to sing every day, learn something new about my voice every day, push myself, learn things. And it might be a little slower than the person who goes to school for it or studies theory or whatnot, but you can never take my voice away, and you can't take my progress away, and you can't shame me for how slow I go with it. Last thing I wanted to say was, don't let trying to be seen take away from that pure love of whatever craft it is. I often think about my friend Nini, shout out Nini. I was like, you're an amazing potter. Like, everything you create is so beautiful. You should start selling your pottery. And she told me, she was like, I want to keep pottery for myself for now. So she got herself a job and she makes some good money. And then now she's starting to explore with the thought of like, well, I do love pottery and I do love to create stuff. And if I'm going to create stuff, I may as well just put it out there. But she didn't want to have the stress of like competition or taint any of that love that she has for it. And it just has happened more organically than a need for like, oh, people need to see my stuff and I need to get money. I need to be known. And I think that's just like how it should be. It's like, keep the passion and love for yourself. Let that grow internally and let it ooze out of you through the things that you create and the things that you release. Man, I just talked for a long time. So if you listened to any of it, thank you. And if you just tapped through, thank you for letting me use Instagram as my space to rant. Anyways, have a beautiful, beautiful day, you creatives.